Tyrell Malacia has been reintegrated back into the Manchester United first team squad. Is this a good thing, or is it another problem of the so many that we have that continue to bite us up to now? Welcome to the United Sport. My name is Webb, and in this video, my focus is on telling you the many mistakes that United has made, especially when it comes to recruiting players that are continuing to bite the team now, so much so that you all are calling out Amorim for issues he has nothing to do with, just because he's the head coach. Anyhow, we are all entitled to our opinion. My opinion is that you need to be earning online in this day and age. If you are out there, you're watching me, because it means you're watching me online. You cannot be online every day of your life without earning a penny. It's wrong. It should be illegal, I think. It should be illegal. I think if our president, I would make, you should be earning online. You should be, because it is so easy with your phone data and the time you spend there, and now artificial intelligence. You will learn and see that you can change the way you use your time online and be earning money. That's what I teach remotely with the Zoom app, Google Meet. You learn from wherever you are. In the future, we are also going to make this course accessible. That's what we are working on, to make the course accessible to you wherever you are, in your language, in your preferred language. You can even list for me which language you want it to be in, so that you can just subscribe, access the course, and learn at will. So that's where we're headed. Come learn and earn. We are powered by DSTV, the home of football. For only 39k in Uganda, you get to enjoy football the right way, legally, by watching these slow-mos, these the analysis, the flash interviews, name it. You get to watch it all only on DSTV, because they've got the legal mandate to be the ones showing us football in Africa. Beautiful stuff in it. Now, let's get it. So, Tyrell Malacia being reintegrated back into the Man United first team squad. It has been reported, according to the latest we're getting in. First of all, that's a sign that he's been doing good. Of course, you can look at it in many ways. I mean, this is a player who they said he wants to leave. He fails to go to Elche and several clubs in Turkey that were showing interest. He refuses to join them, stays put at Man United. He's contracted, clearly, and certainly it's within his right to say, I don't want to go, I want to stay here and fight. Because honestly, of all players that were part of the infamous bomb squad, I think Tyrell Malacia is the one we look at and say, honestly, for him, it was just a thing of not being lucky. He joins United and immediately nearly gets injured for ages. They make mistakes with his knee, his injury, and you know how a knee injury is bad. They operate him, and then they have to just when he's returning and going through the rehab, then he gets a setback, and they have to reoperate him again. So back to square one. You can imagine mentally for a player, how do you endure that? How do you go through that? I feel he has fought to be able to even come back on the pitch. He has played a few games under Amorim. For me, honestly, I have no qualms. I have no feelings against it. I think it's only right we help. If we helped Luke Shaw, why can't we help Tyrell Malacia? I think he hasn't done anything wrong to us. He has tried to put his heart out there. Whenever he's been on the pitch, he has tried to put in the hard work. You saw when he returned it, he wasn't up there, but he can get there. I think he's still young. He's in his mid-20s. So for me, Malacia, I have no issues if they integrate him back into the squad. He's not an indisciplined kid. There could be a couple of things other young players can learn from him, because they will also get injured. It happens in football. So for me, his is a thing of compassion and fairness. So we can deal with him. And if he's back with the first team squad, meaning he has been doing good with the under-21s and everywhere else he has been, as they try to bring him back. So beautiful stuff in there. I hope he can go on and turn things around, because the position he plays really is not like there is anyone, there is that outstandingly good player. And I don't think United are planning to sign really a new player anytime soon in the same position that Tyrell Malacia plays on the left. So that's it. But guys, I want to highlight the mistakes, the many mistakes that Manchester United has made over the years, and especially for me when it comes to recruitment. Even in this past summer, whereas it looked exciting for us that we brought in Cunha and Mbumo and now Shesko, good players, certainly, talented players at the level of Man United, certainly. But I feel like part of the struggles that Amarim has got to deal with now are because of the poor recruitment. And by poor recruitment, I don't mean in the sense of getting wrong players. I mean it in the sense of the priorities of players they went for. That United signed forwards first. We are quick to sign forwards. That's Cunha, Mbumo, and Chesko. Yet they had decent or fairly decent forwards. They had Ahmad. You have Bruno, whose best position is a 10. I won't talk about Hoyland because he had failed to score goals. That was his job. So maybe Shesko, they were right to sign Shesko. Maybe I felt they could have waited and given Hoyland a bit of time, because up to now Shesko has just got off the mark with his first, goal scored out of scraps. Really, so that wasn't that exciting a goal, you would say, but he scored. It's the whole point. But for me, signing Mbumo and Cunha when you still have Bruno and Ahmad there, I feel before you've brought even a goalkeeper, before you bring a midfielder, before you get the right quality wing backs, because those are the crucial positions in that system. The 2 10s, Bruno and Ahmad, could easily have sufficed. So for me, right now, Amorim is struggling because I don't know whether it was him who said we signed these players first, but I think he's struggling because of wrong priorities. If United had signed a goalkeeper, a midfielder, and maybe a striker first, and wing backs, Bruno would be playing with Ahmad as the 2 10s. Zax would be getting more time, perhaps even Shaw. Would be, because rather not Shaw, Mount, because Mount seems to be a player liked by Amorim, and he has shown certain qualities, perhaps that we don't have with so many players. So for me, the reason why Amorim is struggling and playing players out of position is because he went into a summer and brought players who were not the immediate needs. And for me, when they signed all these Mbumos and Cunhas and Cheskos, I actually thought they were going to sign everyone in one summer. But the fact that they signed those first is, for them, in their view, they thought that's the biggest issue to solve. And if we solve that, we will be okay until the next summer or January. But clearly they were wrong. And I said it here consistently. Before you signed a striker, before you signed these 2 10s and whatever, because for me the 2 10s were even a bit of really a surprise, you needed a midfielder and, okay, goalkeeper. And a goalkeeper, at least as a bare minimum. Trust me, with this United, if they had signed, let's say, Baleba and Emi Martinez or whichever goalkeeper, even this Senela Menz, I'm hoping he's signed as a first choice goalkeeper, and it's just a thing of them preparing him to be ready to start in between the sticks. But for me, if they had signed the goalkeeper, the right goalkeeper they need, and the midfielder they need, even with Hoyland and Bruno and Ahmad playing as the 2 10s behind him, with Baleba or whichever midfielder playing next to Kobe, Man United would be a lot better than this. They could maintain their wing back in Dogu, and on the other right, remember this boy who is going to Chelsea, Giovanni Quenda? I don't even see where he fits into what Chelsea is playing. But that boy is, for me, a player I thought United would go for first. I thought Yulman from Sporting, if any player, United wanted any player from Sporting, Yulman and Quenda would be the first players they go for. But, well, it's not that they had to get a player from Sporting, but that's to show you the positions that United needed to sign a natural wing back on the right. They needed to sign a midfielder. They needed to sign a goalkeeper before ever thinking of splashing so much cash on 2 number 10s who are not so much an improvement on Bruno and Ahmad. There are people who will debate and tell you whatever Mbumo can do, Ahmad can do, perhaps in better or even in equal measure. There are people who will tell you that Bruno is still better than Cunha, even with the excitement Cunha brings. So, for me, the big problem I see that we are suffering with now is poor priorities in recruitment. That's why the season has started bad. Now the pressure is too much that we know if when they bring on these other players that they didn't sign at the right time, United will be better. But will Amorim get the time to see will he live to see those players signed? Because with these results they are getting out of the first signings they made, Amorim has not warranted staying in the job. He has the worst stats in the same number of games of any manager in Man United history. Now, I know he's a head coach, not a manager. He's to teach the same players. He has football. But I think even if it's so, you've got to recruit for me in the right way. And I want to believe he had a say in who they bring first. And if these are the players he went for first, that's a weakness. That was a mistake. United prioritize the wrong players. They prioritize the excitement of Mbuma and Cunha up top, or they were too worried that they could be snatched and signed by other teams. But I honestly wouldn't care if United didn't sign Mbuma and Cunha and they ended up at Arsenal, Newcastle and whichever other clubs that wanted them, but signed a goalkeeper, a midfielder and a wing back which seems to be the most troubled. The reason why United is not balancing proper up top is because the wing backs are not right. They are not clicking right, and they are a core part of this system. It's because the guy playing on the right, Mamad, Mazraoui, whoever, Dalo, is not perfectly fit for the position. So it's a bit of a struggle. There is no way the team is going to flow freely. So the problem United is facing now is poor recruitment, poor priorities in recruitment. Tell me what Mbumo and Cunha have improved about United since they joined. What solution have they offered? Amorim will not have the confidence to say, let me play Ahmad and Bruno as the 2 10s behind Shesko and play Kobe and Casemiro and put Mbumo and Cunha on the bench, because that would be him saying, I made the wrong signings. No coach would do that. You're as if admitting that I got it wrong. But I think the truth is not that these are 2 bad players. The thing is, they disorganized his team. They disorganized him because you've got to play them. They play specific positions that you brought them for, but they are not delivering as much in those positions. Yet, they have displaced 2 players who are also important in your first team, forcing them into positions that they can't play. And now, the team is looking out of sorts. So what do? Tweak things. Have the confidence, the audacity to say, I'm not having any... Cunha is not my son, neither is Mbumo. All these players are Man United players. I will play the very best. And when Amarim does that, even in his system, Man United is going to win games of football. So, what are the solutions to the problem of recruitment? Is make use of all partnerships possible you can possibly make use of. Try every possible partnership to ensure that it works. Play players now because you've seen they are not good enough to play multiple positions. Play players in their best positions. Ahmad's best position is a 10. Mburo's best position is a 10. That's what he can play. For as long as he's there, play him there. If he can't start, get him off the bench to play the right position. Start the right players in the right positions. Don't care about who is going to say you wasted money, because no one will ever say signing Mbuma and Cunha was wastage of money. They are beautiful players. They are good players. They were just not the players to solve the immediate problems United has. They could have waited, but they are here. So deal with it. Tweak things. The whole point is to make it work. It's not just us seeing Cunha and Mbuma on the pitch and we are happy. Amorim's new signings are playing. I don't care whether... I just want Amorim to succeed. I don't care whether he gets players and they don't. It happens. Or Bebe. Alex Ferguson signed Bebe. So it happens. You can sign players and it's not like Cunha and Mbuma are ever going to be Bebes. And they will play eventually. But for now, when you're managing the team and you're trying to get the team functioning, change things. Otherwise, Amorim, the pressure is mounting, and trust me, you won't love it.